Hey folks, I'm Malias Papa, and I'm headed to South Africa this evening for the Collective Liberation Listening Tour. Getting everything together, it's looking great, but I don't have much time, so I'm going to let my boy Ricardo give you an update on what we're going to do.
Thanks, Dave, and good morning from South Africa. It's Monday morning, and we're very much looking forward to Dave's arrival on the 29th of December at the OR Tambo Airport. My name is Ricardo Grissel, as Dave said. I'm the co-producer and collaborator for the Collective Liberation Listening Tour, the first of its kind, a cultural exchange, if you will, between California and South Africa. I'm very proud to be part of this project. I've known Dave for over 30 years, and he saw it fit to have someone like myself who's lived in South Africa for over 10 years. I was fortunate enough to be here in South Africa before the all-race elections in 1994, and I've lived here ever since with infrequent trips back to the United States. And so we're very, very excited to host him and to bring about this once-in-a-lifetime storytelling adventure from South Africa to share it back with our people in California. Upon his arrival, we have some very exciting things planned from the time we pick him up from OR Tambo Airport in Johannesburg on Wednesday, the 29th of December. And from there, we look forward to coming to my home just outside of Benoni, near where a lot of the political activists that you hear about today, including OR Tambo from Wattville, stayed and lived and breathed. So there's a lot that he can see and a lot that you'll be able to see as you share this experience with us. But we'll have some family gatherings at my home, and from there go to one of the biggest and most important townships in the world, and that is Soweto. And in Soweto, we'll be interviewing James Mange, whom I mentioned before, who was the political activist and reggae artist currently for the Soccer Party in 1994 for the first all-race elections in South Africa. We'll also be meeting the owner of Sukumzi Restaurant in Soweto and talking a little bit about entrepreneurship and what have you. And all of these are about stories. They're not interviews. They're actually stories about how these people lived and how they are living and what they're doing going forward in the future. And I think you're going to find it quite intriguing and exciting. From Soweto, we'll move to Lesotho, the mountain kingdom landlocked inside of South Africa. And that place is just, it's magical. It's very spiritual. It's the home of a lot of herbalists and a lot of people who use the planet for the benefit of humankind. And for them, from there, I think you're going to find that nature is alive and well, and we're trying to preserve it to keep it just that way. From Lesotho, and after we see Katsi Dam and some of nature's wonders there, we plan to head to the Eastern Cape, home of Mandela and some of the early ANC activists and the first cabinet of the ANC, like Thabo Mbeki and so forth. We'll be in the Eastern Cape in Port Elizabeth to talk to some more people about South Africa, the transition, and as well what the future holds moving into 2011 and beyond. From Port Elizabeth, we'll round off our trip in Cape Town. One of the exciting parts about Cape Town is certainly the majestic Table Mountain and being by the sea, very different than the Johannesburg hustle and bustle. So we'll get a chance to relax with you by the sea and talk about ocean breezes and just kicking it, which will be quite nice. There'll be a lot of artists, a lot of buskers that we'll meet on the streets and talking about, how their music has played a role in terms of telling their story in Cape Town. So we're very much looking forward to that. A highlight on the trip will be speaking to two gentlemen from the movement in Khayelitsha that is helping to keep the shack dwellers in the top of the agenda. Oftentimes we kind of put them on the shelf in terms of those people who are less fortunate and living in some quite derelict situations and very difficult circumstances, but to talk to them about how they've overcome some recent fires, as well as the Democratic Alliance's involvement in terms of providing toilets for the people of Khayelitsha, and what the people think about that particular scenario. Is it really helping, or is it causing to demean them in any particular way? But it's their story. It's not an interview, as I say. It's their story to tell. We'll wrap up the tour in Johannesburg, in Rosebank, in fact, for a final stop with music. An exciting special guest, Naima McLean, who will be releasing her album. Naima McLean is the granddaughter of Jackie McLean, famous jazz musician from the United States from the 50s and 60s. She'll be performing for us at the Collective Liberation Listening Tour's final stop, as well as giving us some poetry and telling us her story as well. James Monge will rejoin us then, along with other storytellers, poets, herbalists, drummers, and some very, very exciting interactive storytelling from our audience. So we're very much looking forward to having you join us on the Collective Liberation Listening Tour, starting on the 29th of December until the 18th of January. We're excited about the Collective Liberation Listening Tour. We know you will be. Come and join us. Join us as part of a Producer's Pass promotion. For just $50, you can get a Producer's Pass and listen in on where we are and how we're moving throughout South Africa in terms of our storytelling ventures. And you can also get to hear some backstories from the various people that we speak to, and from Dave Room himself and from me, about just how this project got off the ground and what we're doing in the future. So this is just a little clip or a snippet of what we plan on doing, but know that when you join in on the Producer's Pass, you get the full story, which is quite exciting. So please join us. Look forward to seeing you on the 29th of December in Johannesburg, South Africa. Get ready for a whirlwind tour. This is Ricardo Grissel from South Africa, waiting for Dave's arrival.
Thanks, Ricardo. Folks, I want to mention one more thing. Ricardo talked about a Producer's Pass for $50 where you'll get a behind-the-scenes view of what we're doing on the tour and get a sense of how we're doing it. Well, that Producer's Pass deal for a contribution of only $50 ends at 9:58 December 31st, 2010. After that, the price will be going up. So please act now. Go to Kickstarter, become a backer, and if you'd like a Producer Pass, then contribute $50 or more. Thank you for your attention. See you on the road.